Dan, one of the most primitive techniques of starting a fire is using the fireboard. What are the components that are required for making fire using this technique?
There are four main components to the fire bow. One itself is the bow. It is a stick. It's about the length of your arm. You need to be able to tie a rope from one end to the other of the stick. The second is a bearing block. It is an object you can push down on top of the spindle. It has a hole in it and it fits in your hand quite comfortably. Third thing is a spindle, usually straight, between 7/8 to 1 1/8 in diameter, about 8 inches long. You have also your fireboard, which has all the notches and everything that will collect your ember.
And how does it work? Can you show us how it's put together, please?
The fireboard requires you to wrap the rope around the spindle. It has to be quite taut, bit of a twang. You need your fireboard and you need to get up on one knee and put your arch over the board. You want your spindle to be straight up and down, and a piece of birch bark underneath the fireboard to collect your ember.
Now the ember is produced when you're creating friction between the spindle and the board. Is this correct?
Yes.
Now you're going to actually do it?
Yes.
Well, I presume do you want me to talk about the 4 stages?
For sure.
All right. So are you ready to start?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead, Dan. Let's see if it works. Now the first stage that Dan is performing right now is warming up the board. You can see the smoke already starting. Dan is putting more pressure and speeding up the process. And at the same time, there is more smoke coming out and an ember is starting to form. Now you notice he's speeding up very quickly. This is crucial at this point that he's not slowed down, and he's now slowing it down totally. He's waiting, he's letting the sawdust sinter, and by sintering I mean let it form into a cohesive block. He's knocking it out. There it is there. He's going to put the material, the sawdust that's smoking, into his bundle, slowly adding it in, and he's going to blow into it to produce a flame. Well done, Dan. Excellent.
I am going to be doing fire starting with the fire bow. I have my bow and my spindle. Wrapping the spindle around the bow string, making sure there's a little bit of a twang. I got my fireboard with a piece of birch bark to catch the ember. I have to get up information. So you get on your knee. I'm left-handed, I'm on my left knee. I'm putting the crest of my foot over the board and the bearing block on top of the spindle. I have a little notch between my thumb and my wrist. I press against my ankle. That's very crucial. If I don't have my wrist against my ankle, I lose balance and the spindle starts to wobble back and forth. So it's just a simple back and forth motion. Doesn't take long to warm up a dry board. And you can see the powder just falling into the notch. There, I've produced an ember in the notch. You can see it smoking away. I'm catching my breath You can hear it in my speech, how I'm struggling. You can see it's just smoking away. That's a good sign you have a nice ember in there. And gently pick it up, set it in the tinder bundle. It's a fragile pile of dust, so I just lay some birch bark to gently hold it in place, and I blow on it. There you go, you got your fire.